Cool, thank you very much. Really pleased to be here. I want to start by kind of giving you a quick overview of the agenda. I'm going to talk about some of the core Roku pillars, how we organize our company, the operating system updates that we've done, new additions and changes to the Roku channel that are coming up, and our new, of course, 2020 products. So I'll start by talking about Roku pillars. And when we build our products, when we build our services, we think about three key things. We think about choice, giving our customers a broad range of choice in terms of content, value, getting to content on devices that are really affordable, and then simplicity, accessing content in really, really quickly and easily through products that set up well and are really easy to navigate. So with those three things in mind, here's some of the additions to some of the changes that we've got rolling out this fall. So first off, I want to talk about choice. And when I talk about choice in Roku, I think what everyone thinks about first is content. There's over 500,000 movie and TV episodes available on the Roku platform. And what's incredible is that more than half of those, 250,000 plus, are all available for free. And that just gives our customers tremendous choice in the sort of content they can access through the Roku platform. And that sort of choice extends not just to content, of course, but also to compatibility with the ecosystems that they've invested in. So we've rolled out support for works with Alexa and with Google Assistant. So if folks have a smart speaker in their home, they can say, hey Alexa, turn on my Roku TV, or okay Google, launch the Roku channel, and all of that sort of accessible and compatible. But we're really excited this fall to announce support for a third ecosystem, and that's Apple, and in particular support for Apple AirPlay 2 and Apple HomeKit. And this is going to be coming to Roku 4K devices. I should say the vast majority of our 4K players and TVs will add this support before the end of the year. And that means if you've got an iPhone, an iPad, a Mac, you can now send that content to the big screen in your house. Great for slideshows, for videos, for music, for extending your desktop. Lots of great compatibility and functionality for our Apple content, our Apple device users. And we're really excited to be rolling that out with 9.4. So in addition, I also want to talk about the Roku channel. Roku channel was accessed by more than 43 million people in Q2 this year. And it's easy to see why. It's just a fantastic place to access free and premium content. Super easy to sign up for premium content. Really, really great to watch lots of free content. And we've continued to expand that with the introduction of live linear channels. So we have over 115 live linear partners that are part of the Roku channel now. And if you launch that from our live channel guide, what you've got is a great experience where you can just channel surf through some incredible content that we continue to expand. And we have new partners like Bloody Disgusting TV, The Craftistry, Circle, Lego Channel, and others. And more of that content is now available in Spanish language. But one of the new things we've announced with the Roku channel is that we're giving it its own dedicated application. For both iOS and Android, customers will be able to download these apps and then access all of that same content that they've got inside the Roku channel. They can now get on their mobile device and they can watch it. This is, I think, really exciting for our customers because they've got now another great platform to watch all this great Roku content on. But beyond that, it's really going to appeal, I think, to a broader audience, an expanded audience of folks that don't necessarily have Roku devices. So if you're a Roku developer, if you have content in the Roku channel, it's automatically going to become part of the Roku channel app. And we're really excited to be rolling this out in the coming weeks. So now onto Roku TV Ready. Another way that we've sort of improved the overall simplicity of the Roku experience is making it really possible for soundbar manufacturers and audio manufacturers to add devices to Roku TVs in a really simple way. So with Roku TV Ready, we've announced partnerships with TCL, Denon, and now Hisense, rolling out devices where if you plug in that soundbar into a Roku TV, the Roku TV automatically configures itself. It knows that the soundbar is there, and it puts all of the settings in the on-screen guide as part of the Roku TV. So it's a great way to increase the quality of the audio experience, but do it in a very Roku way, which means simple, easy to set up, and a great experience. So with that as a backdrop, I'm going to shift gears and talk about our 2020 product lineup. So as the streaming decade, we know that a one-size-fits-all sort of player experience isn't right for everyone. We've got first-time streamers, we've got sophisticated streamers, and everyone in between. And so when you look at our retail shelf this fall, what you're going to see is, starting at the entry point, our $29.99 Roku Express. This is absolutely great for first-time streamers or for second TVs or third TVs. We have Roku Express Plus, which is an exclusive at Walmart and is available for $39.99. That adds a voice remote to our Roku Express. And then we have Roku Premiere, which is the most affordable way to add 4K to a TV. It's a $39.99 product and fantastic for bringing the Roku platform to a 4K TV that doesn't already have it. And then we've got Roku Streaming Stick Plus for $49.99. This is a fan favorite. It's incredibly popular because it's portable, it's small, it's got a voice remote with TV power and volume, and we'll also have a version of that available as an exclusive at Best Buy that includes our private listening remote with headphones, and that's $59.99. And then if you're a Walmart shopper, you'll continue to see Roku Ultra LT on the shelf for $79. But we've got a brand new product this fall that I'm really excited to talk about, which is the new Roku Ultra. And this is really designed to be the fastest, most powerful streamer that we've ever built. It starts first and foremost with a brand new architecture, new SoC, faster memory, more memory built in, and that results in faster channel launches, faster video start times, less buffering, just a great smooth streaming experience. But it's not just about having a faster processor and more memory. It also really requires great wireless. So with the new Ultra, we spent a lot of time architecting it for fantastic wireless performance. In fact, it's got 50% more range than last year's Ultra. And that, of course, you can move the device further from your router, which is one approach. But I think often what people will benefit from is just in these noisier, more congested Wi-Fi environments that we have home now, having a more powerful antenna system really makes a difference. It's going to cut through and deliver much smoother 4K video to more customers. And that's particularly important because we're also expanding format support with the new Roku Ultra, starting with Dolby Vision. So this is the first player that's going to support Dolby Vision from Roku, which means for customers that have been asking for this for a long time, they want to add the Roku platform to a 4K OLED TV with Dolby Vision. This is the player to do it with. It, of course, also supports Dolby Atmos. And we're adding in support for the AV1 codec. So this is the first player that's been announced so far that supports AV1, and we're really excited about that because we've essentially future-proofed the new Ultra. So as our streaming partners begin to deliver AV1, we can support it out of the box. We've also upgraded the USB on Ultra. It's now USB 3.0. So if you have a hard drive with your personal media content or a memory stick, you can plug it in and access it easily. And we've added Bluetooth, and with Bluetooth support, what we're doing is enabling audio from a phone or a tablet or a computer to be paired with Ultra, and so you can stream audio through Ultra to your TV and then out to your AV system. We've also included everything you need in the box, so that includes a voice remote with TV power and volume, personal shortcuts that you can program, private listening, and our lost remote finder, and an HDMI cable, and it's all for $99.99, so the very same price point. And to give you a quick example of what it looks like, you can see here's our new Ultra. It's slim, has Ethernet on the back, of course, for those who want to hardwire it, and the design is really optimized for the radio system that we've got inside of it. So it's really just designed just to be an absolutely fantastic, great streamer for our customers. But that's not all. Roku, as you know, is synonymous with streaming innovation way back from 2008 when we introduced the first player to bring Netflix to the TV, to our first channel store, which enabled third-party channels to come to the platform, all the way to more recently when we delivered our home network, our home entertainment network, where you could add wireless audio systems to your Roku TV. And when we did that, when we started adding better audio to Roku devices, our customers noticed a few things. First of all, that it just sounded better. The content, of course, obviously sounded better, but when content sounds better, you just get more engaged in the picture. The sound experience really helps bring you in, get you emotionally connected, and it even makes the picture look better. And we thought, how do we get this great audio experience to a broader audience? And so we spent a lot of time thinking about this in the last year and have come up with a brand new product, a brand new category, in fact, called the Stream Bar. And Roku Stream Bar is really designed as a two-in-one entertainment upgrade. If you've got any TV in the house, you can upgrade the sound, you can upgrade the streaming, and you can do it in a form factor that's really, really compact and convenient. And to give it a quick kickoff, I'm just going to show a video.
Introducing the new Roku Stream Bar. Powerful 4K streaming, premium audio, all in one. Upgrade any TV with America's #1 TV streaming platform. Stream the newest and most popular channels in brilliant picture quality. Hear every detail as the front speakers boost volume and clarity, while the side speakers fill your room with sound. You'll enjoy a cinematic experience for all of your entertainment, featuring Dolby audio. Setup is a cinch with everything you need in the box, including one voice remote to control it all. Plus, easily expand for even bigger sound. Powerful, smooth streaming and cinematic sound, all in one. Happy streaming.
So Roku Stream Bar starts with a 4K player. It's got a powerful 4K player built into it, the equivalent of a Roku Streaming Stick Plus. But to that, we've added this great audio system, and that includes signal processing to do things like dialogue enhancement, quiet loud commercials, turn on night mode. All of that functionality is built in. And of course, connectivity with your phone. So you've got the ability to pair your phone via Bluetooth or use Spotify Connect to launch and play back content. And it's super easy to set up and use. It uses HDMI ARC, so you've got one cable that connects it to your TV set. If you don't happen to have a TV that supports ARC output, then we include an optical cable in the box, an optical input onto the device, and that gives you everything you need to get up and running with a fantastic sounding solution. But I think what really makes this really unique is the form factor. It's 14 inches wide, it's a little bit less than 2.5 inches tall, and as you can see here, it is really compact. It's also got a really unique design. And the reason we've got this sort of angled sides on it is that we've set it up so that it really fills your room with sound. The front drivers that we have are designed to really bring out the dialogue, bring out the center channel. The side speakers are angled to really create a much wider sound stage, and we use signal processing, very sophisticated signal processing in the device to really ensure that it really sounds much, much wider than it is. So all of that signal processing in the Roku OS, along with the high excursion drivers we have and the acoustic design, really makes Stream Bar sound fantastic. And that also enables us to deliver a great sounding product at a much lower price point. So in fact, this is a device that you can start with a single Stream Bar, add in a subwoofer if you want, add in the rear surround speakers, create a full home theater, but start with a device that's just $129. So here's an example of kind of our full lineup, starting with Stream Bar, and then and a Roku Express, and then going up to our Smart Soundbar, and all the way up to the brand new Roku Ultra. So a really wide range of players, a wide range of audio products designed to essentially satisfy anyone, from the first-time streamer to the sophisticated streamer to somebody who wants to create a great home theater experience. Thanks.
Hey, Mark, welcome. So,
good morning.
Good morning. So as a reminder, as I said at the top of the day, for all the participants, there are 2 ways that you can now participate in this Q&A we're going to do with Mark. So you can ask a question in the Q&A feature through Zoom, or you can opt to raise your hand. And also just be aware that we are not going to be monitoring the chat thread for questions. So if you have a question for Mark, please put it into the Q&A section. So with that, let's open up the floor. Are there any questions about our new hardware lineup or fall announcements? Let's just give it a minute to trickle in here. Okay, so we have a question from Brian Lightly, Mark, and he's asking, are there plans to expand AV1 to other devices?
Yeah, so that's one thing that we were excited to bring to the new Ultra was AV1 support. And as you folks know, AV1 is, of course, going to enable really smooth streaming at 4K resolution, lower bit rates. I think that it does take a fairly significant amount of processing power. So with the new Ultra, we've got a new chipset that's in there, and they can handle that horsepower to do the AV1 decode. And naturally, you'll start to see that over our products as we transition to more powerful chipsets and in anticipation of more AV1 streaming. Ultra is the first one that's going to have it, so that's where you'll see it for now. But over time, of course, we'll look at bringing that to other models too.
Very nice. So we've got a couple questions trickling in now. I'll take this question from Tim Lee from Disney Streaming Services. He's asking, with Bluetooth support on the Ultra, will there be new APIs in the Roku SDK?
Right now, the way that the Bluetooth support is set up and supported in Ultra is we're implementing it the same way we did for our Stream Bar and our Roku Smart Soundbar, in that it's really designed as an audio input, and so it's sort of essentially it's an audio receiver at this point. Now we are looking at expanding it and doing more with that Bluetooth now that we have the radio built in. But at least for the time being, it's just for it just shows itself essentially as an audio receiver.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. So going back to AV1 now, we have a question from Paul Vococo, and he's asking what streaming formats will be supported on AV1, such as Dash or HLS.
I think that from a container standpoint, that's a good question. I think that broadly, I think the goal will be to support a broad range of different containers for AV1. And in terms of the specifics around what our media player will kind of support, I actually don't have that off the top of my head, but that's something we can kind of circle back, I think, and find out.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, so Paul, we can try to get you that answer offline as well. All right, so are there any additional questions from the audience? Just give it a minute here. Okay, give it like 30 more seconds, and if we don't see any more audience questions, we can actually move on with the program. Here we go, okay. So Joe Testa is asking a question somewhat open-ended about expanded compatibility for Apple AirPlay.
Mm-hmm.
And in general, if we can comment at all. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, certainly, our teams have been, of course, really thrilled to be implementing AirPlay 2 on devices. As I mentioned, it starts with the vast majority of our 4K devices. They're the ones that, of course, have the horsepower to handle some of it. So the only Roku player 4K player that won't support AirPlay is the original Roku 4. So, and you'll see the same thing with TVs. The vast majority of our TVs will support it that are 4K. Of course, we're looking at how do we expand it and how can we do it beyond that. And so our teams continue to look at that. We think it's a great feature. So to the extent we can, we'll certainly continue to look at what we can do there.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Another open-ended question in terms of sort of future plans for devices is coming from Brian Lightly again. And he's asking if there are plans for more devices with Ethernet. Or I think a different way to interpret the question might be if we plan to end Ethernet support at any point.
We're definitely not going to end Ethernet support. In fact, I mean, I think we're looking at ways, are there other ways we could bring that to the platform beyond beyond Ultra. So, because we do know that, especially with congested Wi-Fi environments, it becomes more and more important to have that sort of hardwire capability. So we're really aware of that and continue to look at that and see, what other devices, might benefit as well. What we find is that a good number of our Ultra users do use Ethernet. at the same time, we're getting, what we're seeing is consumers investing in better home networks too, to try to improve it, especially given all the additional traffic that's happening. So anyway, continue to kind of stay tuned. You may see more from us there.
Yeah, I think Brian expanded here. I think I may have misinterpreted. It's almost the other way around. A question that may not have a device, rather, that may not have a Wi-Fi chip at all, and only relies on Ethernet as a way to make the device harder or cheaper.
Oh, well, I think that. So I think broadly, probably no, and primarily because going back to one of our core pillars, simplicity. We sort of try to balance simplicity and value. And sometimes having the simplest thing means that you've got to take on a little additional cost to make it really simple. So that's why all of our devices, of course, are Wi-Fi. That's really how the vast majority of consumers want to connect devices. They want it to be wireless and simple and super easy to set up. And so I think you'll probably always see devices from us that are streaming devices that have Wi-Fi capability, and then some subset of those will have Ethernet as well.
Excellent. So, Mark, we have a question here about this new player lineup and its expansion outside the US, or more broadly, maybe we can just speak on what our plans are for hardware releases internationally.
Yeah. So, so as you're probably all aware, we're continuing to expand internationally on the player side. We've got, of course, our players we launched in Brazil. We're super excited about that, having the first Express player available there. That follows on with our TV launch in Brazil, which has been awesome. And we're continuing to bring some of the new devices internationally too. So our Stream Bar is a global launch. We're bringing that to the UK, Canada, and Mexico. That's the first time we've had audio products outside the US. And the reception so far has been awesome on the press side. And I think we're really excited to see how that continues to grow. And of course, we're continuing to look at what other form factors and players make sense in other international markets. But at least with Stream Bar here, we're really excited to round out the lineup and expand it internationally.
Yeah, it is super exciting to be bringing that audio lineup to consumers outside of the US. So we've got about a minute and a half left here. Let's just see if we get any additional questions. Okay, I think the questions are winding down, Mark. So I think we'll use this opportunity to segue along to the next session. So thanks so much for joining us, Mark. We appreciate you kicking us off here today. So your session was largely on new hardware and some of the highest level consumer features in the fall update that we just rolled, Roku OS 9.4. So now we're going to hand it to my colleague, Ruth Rankin, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about the developer-facing features, not just in 9.4, there's some exciting ones, but also features we've rolled since our last developer summit that we want to make sure you're aware of. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Ruth for her session.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Mark.